Welcome to WorldView. My name is Anna.
And my name's Ricky. Our first story is from South Korea, a democratic republic supported by the United States. Its neighbor, North Korea, is a communist state whose dictator continues to threaten peace in East Asia. China has been a supporter of the communist country since its founding. North Korea has now planned to launch a satellite into orbit that can be used as a targeting system for long-range and even nuclear missiles. During President Obama's recent trip to South Korea, he visited the border separating the two countries. He made it clear that aggressive behavior from North Korea will not be tolerated. President Obama met separately with the leader of China to gain support for stopping the missile tests.
Citizens of the Middle Eastern country of Syria have suffered under the oppressive regime of its president for over a year. Sunday was marked by many more protests and much violence. 11 civilians were killed during the protests. Some are saying that 5 people were killed by a firing squad. The government is restricting information about the crisis, so exact news is limited. U.S. and Turkish leaders have recently discussed how to get medicine and communications equipment to civilians, according to the Turkish leaders. 17,000 Syrians have fled to Turkey. The rebels say that over 10,000 people have died during this crisis.
China's relations with Tibet have reached an all-time low. One of the oldest countries in the world has now been swallowed up by the expanding, oppressive China. 3 Tibetan natives have just ended their month-long hunger strike. Their actions have brought some victory, for the United Nations has finally recognized their cause, and actions are being taken. 30 Tibetans have burned themselves to death this year alone, protesting China's move to take control of Tibet.
On Saturday, a news report in China compared actions of the exiled spiritual leader of Tibet, the Dalai Lama, to the Nazis' extermination of the Jews. The Dalai Lama was accused by Chinese leaders of supporting policies that would make the Han Chinese leave some Tibetan areas. In the past, the Dalai Lama has been called a jackal and a splittist. China's Tibet Online called him a tricky liar skilled in double dealing. The statements could have a negative impact on China's role in world affairs.
The United States government has paid a total of $860,000 to the families in Afghanistan affected by the acts of Staff Sergeant Robert Bales. Staff Sergeant Bales has been accused of murdering 16 Afghani civilians and has brought relationships with Afghanistan to an even lower point. Sergeant Bales is awaiting trial at a military prison in Kansas.
Last year, a revolution in Egypt overthrew a much-hated dictator. The military has temporarily taken over governing the country. As Egypt continues its journey to create a new government, the military has 3 main goals in the transition: minimal government oversight over its budget, assurance its officers will not be prosecuted for human rights abuses over the last year, and a new constitution that does not weaken the military's authority. The military also wants to maintain its financial interests. Estimates suggest that military-connected enterprises account for 10 to 40% of the Egyptian economy.
In France, a recent shooting at a Jewish private school killed 4 people, 3 students and a rabbi. The attacks have sparked shock all over the country. It was rumored that the gunman had a video camera strapped to his chest. Over 200 special investigators were dispatched as a top priority, and the man has been apprehended. He stated that his actions were in retaliation for the treatment of Palestine in Israel.
The Pope visited Mexico last week for the first time while he was on a 6-day tour around Latin America. When he arrived, thousands of people gathered around to see him, including the President of Mexico. The Pope stated on his way to Mexico that the biggest problem with Mexican Catholics is their war with drugs. The drug war has killed 50,000 people since its beginning in 2006. The Pope thinks the war was caused by greed. It is ironical that as soon as he arrived, almost all of the drug violence stopped. His presence seems to be working temporarily.
An unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed recently by a neighborhood watch officer. The event has sparked controversy everywhere. The state of Florida, where the event took place, has a stand your ground law. The law justifies the use of deadly force to prevent death or great bodily harm. The teenager was unarmed and was being followed by the neighborhood watch officer. The officer has claimed the act was out of self-defense. He has not been arrested, which has resulted in great public outcry.
Problems are still arising from the devastating BP oil spill 2 years ago off the Louisiana coast. Dolphins are now contracting severe illnesses due to what is thought to be toxins in the oil. A group of dolphins there were tested showed problems with weight loss, low blood sugar, cancer of the liver and lungs, as well as extreme stress. Ruth Lee has school service news.
Thank you, Anna. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in the dodgeball tournament on Tuesday. It was a great success. The winners of the 8th and 9th grade bracket were the Dirty Dodgers, and the 6th and 7th grade bracket went really well as well. Congratulations to the two teams, and thank you all for your support for MS. Also, remember to register for the hospice run and join Mrs. Stapolitis' team called the Purple Butterflies in honor of her mother. The race is on Saturday, April 14th and starts at 8:30 at the Deacon Tower. It's really important that everyone meet their requirements for service hours. So if you don't already have yours, you need to sign up because time is running out. That's all for the service this week. Thanks again. Now Libby has sports news.
The sports this season have been fantastic. All the teams are doing great and getting better every day. Baseball is 5-2, boys lacrosse is 2-1-5, golf is 5-0, track has won 2 meets, soccer is 4-2-0, girls lacrosse is 5-2, and boys tennis is 4-2. Keep up the good work, everyone. Josh has our weather for the weekend.
Thanks, Libby. Hello, I'm Josh, your weatherman, and here's this weekend's weather. There will be some thunderstorms with highs in the low 80s, upper 70s. They will give way to a clear and sunny week of spring break, with highs in the 70s and 80s. If you are going away, I hope you have good weather as well. This week's requested City of the Week is Clearwater, Florida. They will be having cloudy skies with some isolated thunderstorms. Some days will experience temperatures over 90 degrees. Our second city is Vail, Colorado. They will have sunny skies with temperatures in the 20s to 50s. There's a possibility of snow. Remember, if you have a suggestion for the City of the Week, send me an email. I hope everyone enjoys your spring break. I know I will.
That's our program for this week. Have a great spring break, everyone. So long.
Thanks for watching. Have fun and be safe next week. Bye.